Hey, true believers. Chris Matt coming at you today with Batman, The Adventures Continue, #1. Now, I was a little hesitant about this series because I was like, well, you know, it is what it is. But again, I love when my expectations are changed. This was a really entertaining read. And like I said, this follows up where the animated series left off. So, you know, when Batman the Animated Series and the New Adventures of Batman and Robin, I think is what it was called, or something like that. And then, you know, we have Batman Beyond, so this is kind of like the in-between years. And I like that they I wish they would have kept the animated series look, but instead they kept the new adventure art style, which, that's okay, because at least there's that continuity about it. And if you guys hear that noise, I'm currently watching the little one, so he's sitting here next to me, so I am reviewing and babysitting at the same time. So I apologize for the noise. But anyway, we open up here, and Batman just swings into action with Bane. And at first, it feels kind of quick. But, it's explained that Batman's hit Bane up with a bunch of tranks beforehand, like chasing him. And then what I like here is Batman says, at least Bane is the worst thing I'll have to face this evening. And he just kind of like, because there's this big, menacing robot. And it says, then again, it's only 10 o'clock. Now, this robot does look a little corny, but it works nonetheless, so I can't complain too much. And this story is called Hardware. It's Alan Burnett and Paul Dini writers. So, like, if they were really going to go for it, all they were really missing here is Bruce Timm. And then we have Ty Templeton, the artist, who appreciates really keeping the look of the original show. Monica Cabina doing the colors. Josh Reed letterer. And then here's everyone else that's working on the book. And then, of course, Batman is created by Bill Finger with Bob Kane. Now we get a moment with the robot, and then we see this noirish, shadowy covered figure, and you're just kind of like, what's going to happen with this guy? So I don't want to give too much away of the action, because it's relatively entertaining. So let's go ahead and jump into the Batcave. And what I like is Bruce is supposed to go to this gala type thing, and he's explaining to Alfred that this robot was kind of a different type of hardware. He goes, the vault contained, and then there's a piece that the robot takes, and he says, the vault contained a piece of alien hardware. Superman brought it to me. Wayne Enterprise was doing tests on it as a favor. And what I like is Alfred says, aliens, robots, makes one nostalgic for the Costa Nostra, which is, of course, was the original crime family of Gotham that Batman cleared out before all the supervillains started showing up. So I kind of like that little nod there. Now, Batman does not want to go to this. It's actually a cocktail party, not a gala. It just, all of his functions, the Wayne functions always kind of merge together. And then we're reintroduced to this character, what was her name? Veronica Vreeland. Now, I didn't remember her. I actually had to go back and do a little bit of research, but yeah, she showed up all through the animated series. So I love that Burnett and Dini here are actually making sure to keep things within canon. And then, as we have these two talking and how she's talking about how Bruce really needs to have a mother to his adopted children, and he's like, I'm not the Marion type, Lex steps in. And I love, again, how, who is the artist's name? I forgot already. Ty Templeton, I think I said? Yeah, Ty Templeton. I like that he makes sure that Lex looks like, the Justice League Unlimited, and Superman the Animated Series. I like that they kind of keep that art style so everything has that consistent feel about it. And so him and Bruce have this tit for tat, and about Batman, about Superman, and I don't want to give that away. I want y'all to kind of sit down and read this book. Needless to say, Batman, is going back at the Batcave looking up the schematics of this robot. And Alfred says something interesting. He says, there's supposed to be a co-pilot seat. And Batman's like, that's not a co-pilot seat, that's a battery. And another thing I wanted to bring up when Bruce and Lex are having their tit for tat, they're talking about Superman disappearing. Now, what is in the vault that the robot stole? I don't want to give that away, so we're going to do a big leap. Let me see where I wanted to jump from here. Give me a moment. And so when Bruce kind of pieces everything together, he's having a hard time facing Lex in Lex's battle armor. So he brings up this battle suit, and I love that it's very, very remnant of the Dark Knight. And what made me kind of laugh is, I had to make this pun, is when they were talking about the box, I just wanted to be like in 7, be like, what's in the box? So that's when Bruce dons this outfit to go stop Lex and his evil scheme. Now, again, I don't want to give anything away because there's certain things that just happen that if I told you, it would just spoil it and you'd be like, well, why read it? Because you reviewed it. So there's things about the box you want to know. There's things about the robot and the co-pilot seats you want to know, and other things. Now, what I like is that in the midst of all this, they kind of do like something that Claremont would do where you'd have this story, but then there's like this overarching that happens, which again, we go back to this shadowy figure. And he goes, this is where it all began. Everything, even me, in a strange way. So I have my ideas of who this is supposed to be and how they're going to introduce him into the comic, but I'd like to hear y'all's thoughts down in the comments below. And with that, I don't want to spoil any more of this book. It starts out kind of slow, like, when you're reading the part with Bane, you're just kind of like, eh. But as we start getting into the stuff with Lex and Batman, things really start to get interesting. So overall, guys, this comic book has everything that you want in a comic. It has the old cartoon feel, there's thrills, chills, twists, and a build-up for a bigger story arc. So, as the old saying goes, leave them wanting more. And that's exactly what Burnett and Dini has done with this issue. So if you all have enjoyed what you've seen of this comic book, please make sure to support your local comic shop and pick up a copy. And if you've enjoyed this review, we definitely appreciate it if you hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little batarang bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys can get notified. You can come to the channel, and we love to hear your feedback and just hang out and have a dialogue with y'all down in the comments below or on our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description below. So with all that said, I hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.